I feel like I didn't wake up with your puke on me, which I don't know how I'm normally like a very like movie sleeper.
Yeah.
Like I fucking. When I was a kid, I would punch. I remember because you remember how in Capitol we had the like cinder block wall exposed. I would punch that in my sleep, and I'd wake up from hitting it really hard, and I'm like, ooh, like training in my sleep. I didn't even mean to.
You know what that is? That's passion.
At that point, I guess, but like I don't know. I felt like a fucking shonen.
A shonen?
Yeah, like I'm fucking in an anime. Like I'm fucking in my sleep.
Sometimes
training,
you gotta punch the tree.
Wake myself up. I'm like,
and then you kick the tree, and then your shin gets it one good time, and you
oh my god,
howl to the neighbors.
I haven't done that in so long.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Pull
like,
it a little bit closer. Just like, yeah. Yep, that's good. Sorry.
Very good.
I'm trying to put it to where it's not like up in his grill.
Yeah.
No, you're good, dude. Yeah,
Mic,
it's
like,
not the weirdest. Yeah, I love that one porn star clip where it's like the dude, like fucking the chick or whatever, and it's the cameraman just eating like a fucking donut,
God,
and he just like he looks at him, and he takes a fucking bite, and
like,
then it cuts down to like the chick that's getting fucked or whatever, and she's like, she looks so upset, she looks so shocked. It's like, where the fuck's my donut, dude?
Another upset.
I'd be pretty upset.
Getting fucking like crumbs in her pussy.
No.
Ugh. That's just not decent.
Yeah. Am I on frame, dude? What the fuck?
Should we move something?
No, we're good. I think we're good as it is, because you can see my face at least.
Do we look like we're... Can you see our faces?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can see you guys perfectly.
Okay.
In fact, why don't you, like, scoot slightly?
Alright. Yeah. Squat.
Yeah, that's great. That's perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Sit inside the crevasse.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. We're perfect. We're golden, baby.
We got small dogs here. Small dogs.
Yeah, we're back. We're in the basement now.
Oh, yeah.
We're in the deep, dark basement.
It's like office / man cave, but
Yeah,
this is only V1.
No, it's actually very cozy.
Yeah, dude, I dig it.
It's got the whole campfire vibe going on because of the salt lamp. So it's very nice down here. You fixed it the fuck up, dude. You like made it homey. You made it very homey.
Still got a lot of work to do. I don't know. That's the thing with like adulting that people. I feel like they try to explain it to you, but they really are just like, "You're in for one, kid."
Yep.
It's like, "Oh, great, thanks," and then you get into it. And you're like, all right, well, now I have to buy a shit ton of power tools.
Yeah. I have to remodel my house.
Oh man, I didn't know I was gonna be collecting these. I'm becoming a dad without having a kid. What's going on?
Exactly. Let me just build stairs.
Yeah.
You literally did that.
Yes. I over-engineered the shit out of them the first time.
It's good as fuck, though, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Third time's the charm.
Yeah. I'm sweating. Like, I got the sweats from the pizza that we just had.
I got the meat sweats.
Meat sweats.
Hey, dude, if you don't have it for a while, that
Speaking
shit, like...
sorry, I'm going to close that because...
Oh, yeah, go for it.
I can stack it so it won't fall.
Yeah.
This table is very small.
Yeah. We're fucking back. We're back. 7 Nation Army couldn't lick my sack.
Hell yeah.
And I catch you sucking on my
Is it because you're really like... Really gay? Is it because you're really agile, or is it because like they just... It's like too large?
Yeah. Both.
Yeah, both.
Both?
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, is it...
Oh, pull the mic closer, by the way.
He's got balls of steel.
Is it skinny or fat? Come on.
It's juicy.
Alright, I guess that's both.
So, yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome. Episode fucking 4 now.
4.5.
4.5.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Super spooky boys.
Here with a very special guest.
Yeah. Our best friend, our buddy, our pal, Brandon.
Hello.
The tech wizard.
I'm happy to be here.
He's a tech boy.
I am a techie boy. I do creative clacks on the beep beepers.
Oh.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother. Fuck yeah, dude.
Run a little meetup still, kind of. I don't know. COVID kind of killed it.
Yeah. So
pandemic was lit.
No, before. Like right before. Right before was dope for me. And then like the pandemic happened, I'm like, okay, well now I'm back to being a basement dweller.
So yeah, before we officially start, I do want to say we're on more platforms now. So in addition to YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Google, we're now on. Those are all the old platforms. Now we're, well, I guess, technically not old. Fuck. I don't care that Neil Young is mad at fucking Spotify. I'm still gonna use it.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like, I get, like, I'm happy for the political statement, I guess. It's good for you for taking a stand, but it's also like...
I still use it.
Yeah, right. Like, I'm not gonna stop using it. I listen to music on there. What do you want from me?
That's where my playlist on.
I stopped using Pandora because I'm not an old man. Well,
No,
like, I am an old man inside, but, you know.
Granddad.
Yeah.
What
I feel
is
like
it, 2015?
I was using it, I was using it, and then, like, Eric looked at me like,
I know, the moment that
Like,
happens,
like,
it's like, fuck, my
I'm
age
like,
is
oh
showing.
my god, I'm old.
Yeah.
Stop.
You change it up.
So now we're on Buzzsprout, which Buzzsprout kind of fucking sucks. They only let you do
I don't even know what
two.
Yeah,
they
right.
only let you upload 2 podcasts per month.
Like, I pretty much
Oh,
listen to
same.
my podcast
2 1-hour
through
podcasts.
either direct website, wherever they, like, launch an audio file, or if it's on Spotify or YouTube directly. Because, like, YouTube is just whatever. Like, I don't know. It's right in front of me. It's easy.
And now we're also on Podbean and iHeartRadio.
Wow.
iHeartRadio.
You guys have definitely spread out a bit.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
we're trying.
Making moves.
Also, SpookiBoiz_pod on Twitter.
Yeah, please
Give us a follow.
follow, like, subscribe, love it, listen, enjoy it. Comment. Tell us what's up.
Yeah.
We,
If we talk about weird assholes, then you can talk about yours.
Yeah, show us your butthole.
I mean, buttholes are pretty cool.
Yeah,
Chocolate starfish.
Vicky Chase, if you're on Twitter, you know, like, send us a like, dude.
The off chance that she's randomly
On the
listening.
off
I
chance.
like that. I'll take that. What a move. What a move.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're making money moves.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
making
this
power
is-
moves.
This is a power move, I guess, yeah.
Exciting things to come.
Also, new store on fucking Redbubble. We'll probably end up moving it at some point, but you know it's useful for the moment. We got a few designs up there, a couple upcoming, and shirts, mugs, shit like that.
I'm sure we'll have links to that.
Yeah,
You know.
Hell yeah. And
Yeah.
some more of that.
a little bit more of that. Aside from
It's
that,
really cute.
we got the UFO design.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I can't wait to put one on my laptop. I'm going to have one on my laptop.
I got a few stickers, so if you're in the Detroit area and you see a bunch of fucking stickers, or like around, I don't know,
I don't know. I'll travel.
whatever
different
fucking
places.
city.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be. They'll probably be in Florida at some point.
Yeah.
They'll be all over. You're gonna see some spooky boys. Just get used to us. Spooky.
Yeah,
Spreading it.
yeah. I don't know. We might do an After Dark episode at some point one day.
Yeah, bring that back.
I do want to do fucking Mothman Part 2.
That sounds cool.
We have a Mothman design, by the way. Nice
It was
segue.
cool.
Yeah,
I did
you're
like
right.
that one, too. So are you drawing these on like your own digital like? thing, or?
I'm just straight up drawing it on pen and paper, and then I want to get like an iPad eventually just for drawing and get like Procreate.
I like my thing. You should try it before the night's over.
I will at some point. But I've seen a lot of people using like Procreate and stuff to draw, and there's this one dude on Instagram that I follow, Valjean Zachary.
Okay.
That dude is like, his art is like really fucking cool. I love his
awesome.
art.
Yeah.
See,
And-
digital art is interesting. I feel like
And he uses that.
a lot of artists that I know, I have like a few artist friends, but like one of my like really good friends, I met him at he cut the company.
Yeah.
I met him at work. You can say that.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, whatever.
The Legion of Doom.
Yeah, the Legion of Doom. I don't know. I don't know if that's. I don't know if I should. I don't know. Either way, he designed. There's a poster over there on my wall, and he was one of our like designers for a bit. and I really love his like art style. But one of his messages to his younger self is like, I wish I would have gotten digital art a little sooner. Yeah. Because you have like the same amount of control you would have with other mediums. You just kind of have to learn to work with it. And it was just kind of like an interesting take because like I'm not as big into art as you are, and obviously that's why I asked about this because y'all should buy some merch. It's really fucking cool. I can't wait to be rocking it myself.
Yeah, I got one coming that's kind of like Spider-Man themed.
Yeah,
it's
that's cool.
I don't know if I should spoil it, but fuck it. It's me and Cedric in very like tight Spider-Man costumes.
Oh, I love that.
Doing like poses.
It's gonna be so great.
It's gonna be real fucking funny.
I can't wait to see that.
And I think that'd be a very fun thing to do. Because Spider-Man mania is like fucking hot right now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially the new movie was wonderful.
Oh yeah, it'll make you cry.
Should we talk about that? Fucking No Way Home.
It's been out for a while. Come on.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, is that okay? Like that's why I just said the new movie was great.
Oh no, it was good.
I don't know what the rules is with spoilers.
Who gives a shit? If you didn't fucking see it by now.
So like I don't know. My thing was it was like it was very heartfelt. Like the plot was kind of shitty, but it was like good.
Right. I mean, like that was my only kind of problem with the movie is that they just kind of gave it a conflict. It was just kind of like, here's something.
But like it makes sense.
Stupid as fuck.
Yeah. I just like I get it. Like it makes sense for like the universe, but like I don't know. It was kind of one of those like I agree. I was kind of like but it was so heartfelt that like I don't know. I was bullshitting. Robert sat next to me. He had to deal with me the whole movie. I love.
It felt like a resolution of like 20 plus years.
That's
of
what I'm saying.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, it did. Exactly. So like I think it hit home. It did what it was.
Oh yeah. It fucking nailed everything.
Even like far from home. No, buddy, you were at home.
What do you think happened at the fucking end of it? Because it was like the entire thing was they got taken from each one of their universes before they died or whatever, or before they got cured or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And what the fuck happened to them when they came back? Did they immediately die, or did they just get sent to a later point in their timeline?
Yeah, I was about to say, the thought would be is that when they went back, it would be
later on or some shit.
I would think, so like, time travel's always fucky, and like, if we're gonna go in physics, it doesn't work how shows do it, but from like a show and comic perspective, what I would think that they would probably do is like, drop the villain back to that point, so there was like a realism, and he like stopped and was like, I just want to, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like tried to plead, and like Spider-Man had been taken back to that point too. Yeah. Because the kind of point there too was like, those events weighed on them more heavily than others. I think. Yeah. Like that was kind of like the subtext of it. It's like these events were super important. That's why these guys were brought back. Like these were like their low moments. They killed a person, and it really hung on them. Yeah. And so like I think that was kind of like a big part of it. But the weird thing is that like Sandman and Ock being there, because then in that argument it's like, okay, well, Toby, chill, bro. You're very angry. Yeah. You're very angry.
I like that fucking Doc Ock got cured, dude. Because he was never, like, if you watch, I watched Spider-Man 2, like, immediately after or whatever.
Yeah, no, it was all the machine.
He was never, like, a bad dude.
Well, yeah, it was all the machine. The machine literally is what did it. It was a neural interface that went bad. It, like, glitched out, and he became basically schizophrenic. Yeah. It was supposed to be analogous to that. I'm pretty sure what the comic
I don't know.
book was back then, you know, because comics were a little bit more meaningful back in the day. Not that they're not now. Comics are pretty good. I'm just saying. You know, well, not all of them, because, come on, some of them were kind of silly, let's be honest.
Well, back when they were fucking introduced or whatever, it was, like,
silly.
The 50s. Yeah. And they were just, like...
silly.
Yeah, it was just, like, silly
Absolutely
shit for
silly.
kids.
Yeah.
But now it's become, like, such a big fucking medium. Like, one character I hope they fucking bring in to Marvel eventually is, like, Silver Surfer.
Yeah. They never really did.
No, they did. They tried, but it... didn't really work out too well.
That shit was trash.
No, yeah.
So, like, I don't know. Yeah, I'd be interested in it, right? Because Guardians of the Galaxy kind of opens that up for them to do that.
And I feel like...
Was he part of their shenanigans throughout?
In the comics?
Yeah,
for sure.
Oh, shit. Oh.
But, like, not in the movies yet.
Yeah, no.
Unfortunately, because, like...
Isn't there a 3 coming out of that?
Yeah. Apparently, it's going to have fucking Adam Warlock. If you don't know who Adam Warlock is, he's dope as fuck. He's a space wizard who uses, like, quantum magic or some shit.
Oh, that's fucking
sweet. It's so fucking weird. and he has like a. I guess it's not technically like his dark side or whatever. Sorry, I had to itch my fucking sack there.
All right,
for people who watching it.
Yeah, there you go.
I needed the audio listeners.
Yeah, like literally, the audio's close enough where they heard the scratch.
Yeah.
It's like,
you should just edit like an avocado over it or something.
Yeah.
Gotta censor that, bro.
Again, fucking Adam Warlock is sweet as fuck. I guess it's not really his like darker side or whatever, but it's like the evil version of him is named like the Magus. Okay, some people pronounce it as the Magus, which is like if you pronounce it as that, you're a fucking idiot, and I want you to know that.
Or you've watched a lot of Star Trek.
Yeah.
The Grand Magus.
God damn it. Yeah, but it's like a mage, like a magus. Yeah. And
totally makes sense. I play D&D, so like I get what you're. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Right.
He's cool as fuck. He used to be like Thanos' like main fucking like foe or whatever. Aside from like the original Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I feel like I remember. I don't know. That was like a lot of our childhood, me and you. Like before we even started hanging out with the rest of the friend group, because like I hung out with you as well before. Yeah. But like you and us three never really hung out until we got a little older. Yeah. I would always hang out at Robert's.
Yeah, exactly.
I met him in like 2010.
And that's what I'm saying. You met him by the time he moved to Lincoln Park. Like when in Detroit, like I had always just gone to your house and pretty much stayed over your house for like a week or two at a time. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like I remember being so down on some comics and like weird videos and porn.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember when New 52 came out.
It'd be like that.
Yeah. What?
We were like,
what was
that? we were 12-year-old boys.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Porn.
Okay.
Lots of porn.
I was going to get real scary.
Just learned how to turn off safe search, so you know what I mean?
It was going to get real scary there.
Yeah.
It's a good story.
Viewers are like, yikes.
What? What about what?
I taught him how to turn off safe search.
Oh yeah, dude, it was Pandora's box. He opened it for me.
He told his mom that it was me.
Yeah, I framed Brandon.
Sold me up.
I framed him to not get in trouble for porn.
We had internet, but he like literally printed out the picture. Like
he would do it too, though.
But I would hide it.
Yeah, because he was actually smarter than me. Yes,
I would hide it.
I told this story on the podcast before, but there was the one time that I found like a fucking Dead or Alive.
Yeah. I think I remember this era, and your dad has fucked with you ever since.
Yeah, I printed out pictures from like a hentai comic where they were like fucking.
We were in like 6th grade, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like 4th or 5th grade. I don't fucking remember anymore.
Yeah.
But I printed this shit out, and I just like I didn't know what to do with it. Because I had already had. Realistically, I probably could have hidden it like under my bed or some shit.
Yeah,
and they would have never found it.
You probably could have put it anywhere, and your parents would have looked for it.
Remember where that Xbox used to be?
In the living room?
Yeah, in the living room next to the other TV.
You put it right under it?
I put it on top of the fucking like little bar area that was on it.
That's such a silly spot to put it.
It was such a like.
I'm gonna put this on top of the refrigerator.
Don't never look.
Yeah. They just like laughed at me, dude. They laughed at me.
You get dragged by your family for cartoon porn.
Yeah.
Hey,
they were like, "Oh, at least he's not."
Gets dragged for that.
And they were like, "Oh, at least he's not gay." And it's like, what if I had been?
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus.
That was the problematic part for your parents, yeah.
Right. Like,
as long as he's not gay, that's terrible. But
it was a different time.
I mean, of course they like Of course they like got rid of the shit and like threw it out and stuff.
That's all. A little bit conservative. We'll call it that.
Oh fuck. What a weird era.
Yeah, right.
Dude, the early 2000s too, that's another thing, is like every show that we watched was so poor as compared to now.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
like,
oh, yeah.
I still, don't get me wrong, like a lot of it is satire, and like if you take it for what it is at face value, it's going to be awful, but like if you actually take it for like the underlying message they're trying to say, you're probably going to laugh at it and really understand the joke, and it's going to be,
yeah.
But, like, it was like I was talking about Dave Chappelle the other day.
Yeah.
Did you see how uncomfortable Jazz was when I was talking about Dave Chappelle?
Yeah.
Like, I totally get it.
Yeah.
But, like, he's he's not a bad dude. Watch the special and like
yeah, exactly.
And like
people were trying to say that he was like trying to hide behind his friend who was like trans or whatever, and it's like
I thought it was more so
he was
telling a story about a person who taught him a lesson. And it's funny because other people have come out and said this on shows, and they do identify as trans, on like mainstream shows. Yeah. Mind you, there was a lot of protests, and I'm not saying that those people are wrong or anything. Whatever, disclaim what you want out of this. Nonetheless, my personal feelings was the story was kind of heartfelt in the way that he talked about a person who, like, at first he's like, this person isn't that funny. They're my friend, but they're like not that funny. Blah blah blah. And then seeing them in their natural element. And they're like, oh my god, this person's hilarious, and like started calling her rather than like referring to her as this bitch or that fucking, you know what I mean? All these like weird names that he would, you know.
And they were like a genuine person who wanted to learn the craft.
Right. Which like, his main thing at the end of this was this person was driven to commit suicide, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And it wasn't by Dave Chappelle.
No.
It was by people who were mad at Dave Chappelle and were treating her like she was an outsider in her own community. Yeah. And that's just not how discourse works. That's not how we should treat people.
No.
Well, like my own personal philosophy, sorry if you're, you know, an angry person and believe in anarchy or whatever. I don't know. Fuck it.
Well, even people, like I've seen, sorry to cut you off,
very heartfelt though.
But I've seen a lot of like, I've seen videos where, you know, there is like people in like the gay community, like the LGBT community,
yeah, right, for sure.
And there's a lot of toxicity there.
Yeah.
Not to say that there isn't toxicity.
In every large group of people, there is going to be, and that's kind of one of those things. Is like, you know, a lot of my family growing up are like very, very friendly towards the LGBTQ. Plus family. Like, you know, I have trans family members. I have, you know, my mom's bisexual. I'm not completely straight. You know what I mean? But I'm like, you know, I'll definitely grab your titties and maybe fucking tweak your pee-pee.
Some of our best. Kidding. Oh my god. Some of our best friends are trans.
Yeah, exactly. No, for sure. And that's kind of what I'm trying to say here. Is like I've always just been exposed to. It's not that like I don't have to identify that way myself, and I'm not uncomfortable in my own skin to think that like that person wants to fuck me. No, that's a weird thought, buddy. You need to relax.
Yeah, right.
Like,
I always love that.
That's
like,
all I'm saying. Is like I'm so effeminate sometimes to people that it's like people get thrown off by it. And they're like, "Oh, there's something." I'm like, even if there was, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, why does it matter? Like,
I love that. Like, oh fuck. Thought just left my mind. I was there for a second. And
right. People are shitty towards. Me and Steffi's favorite new thing is we were like watching a thing with like it was something like showing like a conservative family in like Texas or something, and the lady just like kept saying the gays.
And was it wife swap?
Oh no!
I don't know what it was. It was. I don't think it was wife swap.
The gays.
It was. But she just kept saying the gays, and Steffi's like, "We love the gays." So and I'm like, "Yeah, we love the gays, babe." It was just so funny because like the chick kept saying like she was saying it unironically, like she was saying it like an old lady who just like she's okay with it, but she just doesn't. I just don't understand it. It doesn't make sense.
See, like
no shit, it does.
Yeah, no shit. Going back to like the Dave Chappelle thing, though, like I feel like a lot of people got upset just because of like.
I can't not like I'm not gonna discredit their anger, but my thing is like take a story for what it is, right? Yeah. And like at the end of that special, and I'm sorry to cut you off. No. One of the main things I wanted to mention about this, and I totally got sidetracked. He wants to pay for like he wants to like set the daughter up, the daughter of this person up, and like he's like I can't find her anywhere. He's like I've looked on Facebook. He's like I'm at the point where I'm hiring people. So like if you find them first, like thank you, but please like get this person to contact me because I really do care about her mother. You know what I mean? He's like I just want to like pay for her college and like set her up.
Yeah.
And that was like the understanding. And mind you, I also just rewatched Chappelle's show because some of those jokes fucking hold up and they're really fucking funny. One of the best ones is I mentioned this to you the other day. It's just like Nick Cannon fucked his wife and his son's like. Nick Cannon's funnier than you, Dad. He's like, fuck you, you little shit. You know what I mean? That joke still hangs today. Nick Cannon be fucking people's bitches. Like, that's just how it works.
Yeah.
I don't know. you either have a taste for certain people's comedy or you don't. So either way, it is what it is. I just think like all the craziness outside of it is just a part of today's society. Robert and I talked about that a little bit earlier, but it's like everything's like hyper focused. We're like in the 60s again, which like isn't necessarily a bad thing, but like it's also like people need to understand like what energy is like good for like, you and others.
Yeah.
Like not to say that like doing those protests are, but like there are much other things. Like trans people get killed by the numbers. Like let's protest that. Let's not protest a comedian making trans jokes and actually talking about a person that like he loved. Like let's make a protest about like those people who are literally being kidnapped and murdered on the streets. And like that is a statistic. You can look it up. It is. Especially black trans women. It's a fucking statistic. And it's sad, dude. It's very fucking sad.
Yeah.
And that's what like I don't know, man. Like a lot of today's like hyper focused society doesn't do that.
Why don't you dilate more, you piece of shit? No. I'm gonna go ultra conservative on that one. I'm kidding. That's a joke. That's a fucking joke.
I didn't even understand that. I'm such a snowflake.
You don't know what dilating is?
I know. It sounds like
I don't know either. Actually,
it makes me think of my pupils.
I learned this from that I Am Jazz show. That show I Am Jazz.
I don't think I've heard of that.
What dilating is essentially when trans women who are male to female, when they have the operation in the downstairs area and they get new bolt-on pussy, whatever. I don't know. Is that a bad thing? I'm sorry.
I mean, it's just a weird way to explain it. Like, listen, you have to understand. There's a surgeon that might be really good at making that vagina. It could be the cutest vagina you've ever seen.
Basically, to keep it open, there is a gel that you use called dilation gel.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
And then you have to insert something inside there for a little bit, and then leave it there for like a little bit, and then pull it out. And that's what dilating is, to keep it like
what if they don't do it?
An open gash.
Like exactly. What if they don't do it though? What happens?
It'll heal over.
Yeah. Well, like after a while it'll be fine, but he's saying like right post-op.
Okay.
Which makes sense, but it's like okay.
Why don't you go dilate some more asshole?
Wow.
No, if you got to do that, all respect to you. I don't have anything negative to say. That was a joke.
I feel like
I was just making a case for both sides.
Exactly.
Devil's advocate.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, comedians are funny, dude. That's like kind of one of those things now. Is like they're either you know what one of my favorite things is, and it's like Mitch Hedberg-esque. It's like I love watching those like comedy special shows where it's just a bunch of random up and comers.
Yeah.
Because you get to see like comedians bomb and see how they like play through the bomb.
Yeah.
And like that right there is like, that's one reason I've never tried it. And I don't think I'm funny enough to be like a comedian. I don't know, maybe I would love it. Like it's always been like a thing that would be fun. But like I would be terrified to bomb.
I don't have.
And we've had friends who have done that. Like they've gone on, they bombed, and it like tore them up. Like they really wanted. That was like what they wanted to do. And so like to see how someone works through that, to see how someone can like manage those different like environments.
Yeah.
I don't know. Social anxiety is rough. So like if you're able to do that, like wow.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Like
it's fucking hard,
Hats
dude.
off to you, yeah.
I don't have the brain for it. It's like I don't have the brain for fighting, dude.
It's all training though. Like I also feel like, and that's why I say like how you work through the bomb, because like even people who bomb, you know, of course you might bomb 9 times out of 10, but then after you do that a few times, you might 5 times out of 10, right? Like that's you gotta. It's like music or anything else. You kind of gotta fail before you succeed, you know, or code or whatever the fuck. Anything you do, like, and that's one of the things I love. It's an old fucking like. I don't know that it's true. I'm pretty sure it's true, and it makes sense from what I know about neuroanatomy.
Mm-hmm.
Any human can pretty much perfect anything. They just have to focus on it for like 2 years. Well, any human, not barring like cognitive deficiencies.
Yeah.
Should be able to, and even with cognitive deficiencies, you never know how that'll work. Anyways, should be able to like within 2 years of like focusing on something
it's like
very well.
The 1,000-hour.
You'll be great.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
1,000 hours. Focusing on it, it's like 10,000 hours. Yeah. If you focus on something for like 2 years or so, you're gonna be half decent at it. Like that's just how it works. And like if you actually care about it, you're even gonna be better.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you guys with this. You guys are getting good. setting up topics and stuff, like trying to fucking
better.
do it.
I feel that.
So like we're talking about No Way Home, right? Like the Spideys, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, they're coming out with fucking Spider-Verse too.
Which is pretty lit. Yeah. Like I enjoyed the first one. I thought
is it still like the regular Miles Morales, or is it gonna go a little bit? Okay, cool.
I think they're gonna insert like there's rumors right now that they already cast like Spider-Woman, which Spider-Woman as a character hasn't had much to do with Spider-Man, to be honest.
Yeah, no,
that's fair.
I think they created her because they just didn't want like TV shows to make her first or some shit. I don't know what that might be She-Hulk. I don't fucking know.
Right.
But yeah, they already cast her as I forget her name. I don't know, black actress.
I'm really bad with
like
actors and actresses' names, so you're fine. That person is probably wonderful at their trade. Like, I'm not saying.
I was gonna say Niecy Nash at first, and I was
know.
like, "Oh, that's the fucking lady from Reno 911."
If you want me to Google for you, I will, so that way we can be correct in this.
But
I don't know how correct you guys bar it to the podcast.
The other
just
rumors.
Take everything for the surface level.
What I know is gonna happen is that Indian Spider-Man is gonna be in it, so that's pretty cool. I like Indian Spider-Man. When I mean Indian Spider-Man, I mean not Native American. Not there isn't.
No, you're being politically correct. I understand what you're saying. Yes.
Yeah. So there's gonna be that Spider-Man because there's like a trailer where Spider-Man 2099 is there.
Spider-Man 2099 is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, he's sweet as fuck. They changed him a little
bit.
I'm not cool with the changes.
Yeah.
Because like, in the comics,
did they make his suit look shittier, or did they just make him worse?
They made him more tech-based, which is like.
Yeah, in the comics, he's kind of closer to like a symbiote. Is it?
No. Basically, he was like a geneticist, and his boss basically like framed him or some shit, or no, he got him like addicted to something to keep working for him at Alchemax, which is like big evil corporation or whatever. Future Monsanto.
Future Monsanto.
Yeah, and he does like he's like doing an experiment to like try to make Spider like super soldiers because Spider-Man was in the past.
Yeah,
whatever.
So successful.
And they're like, oh shit, we could kind of like genetically engineer our own guys or whatever, but it didn't work out, and
created a fucking monster.
Yeah, it fucked up and like melted a guy, so he wanted to quit, and his boss was like, hey, guess what? I drugged you. You can't quit. You're ours forever now. So he like tried to mix the fucking spider DNA into his DNA with this like DNA fucking thing. He was a geneticist. He was never like a robotics guy.
Right.
Never a computer guy.
They totally changed it. That's why I thought it was like symbiote, because I remember his shit being like closer to him rather than being like some kind of tech or something.
And basically what happened was.
It sounds like that.
It was cool. It's
like the DNA fuser thing, it fucked up and like exploded, and it gave him like spider powers. But what it did was it gave him like fangs, like a fucking like a spider, and it gave him like red eyes.
That's what I remember. That's why I thought symbiote, right? Like because it looks. I remember him looking intense.
Yeah, so he has to wear.
Fly.
He has to
kind of
sort of a little bit.
Kind of, yeah.
He's got to wear like sunglasses all the time because like the sunlight hurts his fucking. Fucks with his eyes. He doesn't have spider sense, but he like can see in like X-ray vision, and so, like he has like he can see like extra rays of light, but only in like the dark because like the light hurts his fucking eyes.
Right. And hypersensitive.
What a weakness.
And he's got talons in his fingers, so instead
he's got
of
literal claws, he has to wear gloves, like crazy gloves.
Yeah, and the webs, instead of like coming out like that. Whatever, instead of having web shooters, he's got organic webs that kind of like come out of the top of his wrist.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember him. Yeah,
so he was never like tech based, and the fangs, I forgot to mention this, the fangs actually like secrete venom to like paralyze people.
Yep, I remember
it's fucking sweet. Like he'll pull up his fucking mask and do it.
That's sweet.
That's why I feel like my brain went to symbiote right away.
And he's like an asshole to every because. Like, he's a product of, like, an abusive, like, household or whatever.
And, like, a bad work relationship. Yeah. Your boss got you addicted to a drug.
Yeah, so he kind of, like, he goes through, like, the entire system of, like, different, like, schools and shit like that, and he doesn't like his family, so like all of his friends and shit, he's just like a cocky asshole. And I kind of love it because when he's actually in the mask, he's like, he finally gets to be free as a person.
He's like Zen.
So he's just like super nice to people for
no
like reason.
Super Zen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
like
he's not afraid to accidentally like kill somebody.
I've never gone down this rabbit hole of Spider-Man.
I need to read.
It's a good comic.
Does anybody else need anything?
Yeah, it's just like a seltzer.
Yeah, cool. No problem. Would you like one, Cedric?
Yes.
Yeah,
are those empty?
Yeah.
What do you? Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. Yeah, it's a good comic though, dude. Anyway, like I kind of got into this a little bit.
Yeah.
They made him more like tech based for some reason.
Okay.
They gave him like when he was like shooting his webs, they were like laser webs, and I'm like, the fuck?
What the fuck?
Yeah. So I'm kind of like, he was never a robotics guy. He was always like a geneticist, you know. So it just kind of like struck me as weird to make him like, I guess like, yeah, he's from the future. I guess that's got to be his like gimmick.
Yeah, and I do love like the play on like sorry to cut you off, like the play
yeah.
on like the multiverse shit and like
Yeah.
the fact that we're like incorporating that with like all these like different characters, not only just Spider-Man, but I do like what they do with Spider-Verse though. I feel like that's like one of my favorite ones because it's just random as fuck, but I guess it's always been a thing.
I guess the other thing is that they're gonna the rumor is that they're gonna have Scarlet Spider.
See, again, like just
he's in the 90s, Spider-Man got cloned. And his clone was another... he got cloned by some villain called the Jackal or whatever. And he's some fucking weirdo who was like super obsessed with him and like Gwen Stacy. And he blamed Spider-Man for Gwen Stacy's death or whatever. And he was like, I'm gonna fuck with this guy as much as I can, and made a clone of him. And then Spider-Man fought the clone for a little bit, but they teamed up, and eventually, like, the clone got killed, or whatever. And that story happened in the 60s. In the 90s, they brought him back as, like, oh, the clone that got killed, he was still alive.
okay.
He threw his body into, like, a smokestack or whatever, and presumably just died or whatever. But he fucking shows up years later and he's like, hey, because like Aunt May died, so he came back and he was like, hey, I'm sorry, I know you might hate me, but I'm the clone that you fought or whatever, because he was like on the lam. Oh yeah, sure. Which one? Cucumber, because I haven't had that one yet. So he was like kind of not really on the lam, but like trying to find his own identity.
Yeah.
And only came back when Aunt May died. So Spider-Man was like pissed. He was like, you're a fucking clone. You're an abomination, pretty much. Even though it's like he's still like a person with his own personality and shit. He still like has his memories. So he became like, I guess they had to eventually team up, and he became the Scarlet Spider. So he was like his clone or whatever. And then at some point he was having like Spider-Man was having an existential crisis, whatever the fuck. And he was like, I don't want to be Spider-Man. You might be the real Peter Parker or some shit. And they his real name was like Ben Reilly. So they kind of went back and forth, and then he became Spider-Man for a little bit till he died. He's back in the comics now, but I got his Spider-Man costume is fucking sweet, by the way. I love his Spider-Man costume. Anyway, Scarlet Spider, Ben Reilly might be in the new one. Then there's the other rumor is that Japanese Spider-Man's going to be in it. So fucking giant robot having fucking Power Ranger Spider-Man.
Aren't they going to keep the little girl, or is it going to be like the...
I think they're swapped, because they're going to do it in 2 parts.
Because they had the little girl in the last one.
Yeah. I think what's going to happen is, this is my assumption, is that something like is going to like call together like new Spider-Man or whatever, and Miles is going to have to like team up with new ones, and then for part 2 they're going to probably bring everybody in, so like all the Spider-Mans.
It'd be cool if they had like the ones we know as like voice actors in there too, and it was animated. Like we got Toby and Andrew, and No, you get
Dude,
them all.
if we got fucking 90s cartoon
and 90s
Spider-Man,
cartoon Spider-Man in there too.
Christopher Daniel Barnes.
Yeah,
that would be sick.
I love
Well,
that
I
guy's
watched
voice.
that so much too when I was younger, just because it
That
was
is
always
probably
on.
the only Spider-Man cartoon I actually did.
It was always
Yeah.
on. You
Like,
know
follow,
what I
yeah.
mean?
Remember the episode where he got the black suit and he was like chasing down Shocker and he was like, Shocker!
Yeah.
You can't run from me! I'll chase you to the ends of the earth! It was like, what the fuck? Just blood-curdling screams. Jesus Christ. That guy's voice is, like, ridiculous. Yeah, I can't wait for Spider-Verse 2. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that. I watched that. The first one was just like, once again, one of those like Sony has it cornered with like the heartfelt feeling of a comic book feel.
Yeah.
Like they're doing it good with like the mix of emotion / and that was kind of one of my things that like DC does badly. And I'm a big DC. I have a DC symbol on my chest. Like I'm a big DC.
When it comes to
DC,
comics and cartoons
symbol,
are fine.
But yeah.
Comics and cartoons, they're like fine, but for some reason, like the movies.
Yeah, comics, cartoons are fine, but the movies
so
are
hit and miss.
Bad directing.
Yeah,
Kind of bad
the acting, yeah, but I don't think it's the acting because they have like really big names in it. So it's like, it's got to either be directing or just like whatever producer is like, yo, they're changing the story up this way because it would sell better or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's very heavy on like, not that I don't love like a good love story, but it's very heavy on the love aspect. And it's like, hey man, like these guys are superheroes, like, or these folks are superheroes. They don't want to,
right?
Like, love is not the only thing they need to care about.
Yeah, I know.
And
right?
even in the comics, when the love came up every now and then, yeah, it might have got a little heavy with it sometimes. But even that, like to what you were talking about earlier with the New 52s, even then I feel like there was like outs, right? Like shit got more important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There always has to be a trophy love interest.
Think what you will of Zack Snyder, like.
I didn't watch the Snyder.
I liked Man of Steel. I thought Man of Steel
liked
was
Man
good.
of
Oh
Steel.
yeah, I loved it. I thought it was really good.
The rest of the movies were not great.
I was gonna say I passed out.
Justice League.
I passed out.
Yeah.
I didn't even watch the Snyder cut because like, you guys warned me it's just slow motion, and I'm like, okay, cool, good. I'm gonna watch. Like a lot of the addition
I like
to it,
that.
a lot of the addition to the Snyder cut, from what I've been told.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it.
They changed a lot of the dynamic of the characters. They had I guess this was the cut they had before like Joss Whedon came in and just like cut everything out. This is why the dude that plays Ray Fisher, the guy that plays fucking Cyborg, was like fucking pissed. Yeah. Because he was literally like
role. Yeah, Cyborg's a badass.
He was basically the main character
in the comics.
Really?
Well, in the comics, he's one of the larger members. At least in the New 52s. Yeah. In the New 52s, he's one of the like larger members of the Justice League. Like,
and I like that. That's what they did for him too. Ultimately,
that's cool.
Yeah, and like he was basically the heart of the movie. Like him and the Flash were like the two biggest like.
See, that's another one like that show. I just could not. I liked it for like the first 2 seasons, and after that, it was like
what?
Or maybe 3. You know,
the Flash.
Yeah, they got into Grud.
Oh no, fuck that shit.
Yeah, they got into Grud, and Grud was like, all right.
The show versus another thing I can't give credit to be honest.
I can't, dude. Every time I watch it, it's so like. Marvel it looks just cheaply made.
So, Marvel does better with the cinematic universe, but I think with Marvel, my problem now is that it's just cookie cutter. Like every movie feels the same. But like outside of that, like the movies that don't, they've been great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they have the cinematic universe corner. Even DC has the animated to what you said.
When they first hit Netflix, when the first like season of Daredevil came out, that fucking hallway fight scene. Yeah. Oh my fucking god. Yeah, that shit blew me away because I'm like, that was all one cut. And
that's crazy. I didn't know that. I didn't know it was one cut. That shit was insane. Think about that, doing that in one cut. Yeah. Like, I don't care how good you are at fighting or acting. That's hard to do. Yep.
Like, that was some fucking The Raid level shit.
So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's amazing.
That was some The Raid level shit, dude.
Right. That's really fucking cool. Yeah, no, that's what I said. They kind of have like the cinematic universe cornered. I haven't really watched much of Doom Patrol. I heard it's pretty good.
Oh yeah, Doom Patrol's great.
The new Titans, I heard it was alright. I heard it's not too bad, but it's also kind of cheesy. It's a little very stinky. Tweeny, right? Like it's just tweeny.
I don't like what they did with Superboy.
It doesn't need to be though.
Of course, it doesn't need to be.
Look at the original Titans. Like I loved that animated cartoon. Wonderful animated cartoon.
Yeah. I hate what they did with Superboy in it. hate, because SuperBoy's like my favorite DC guy.
Yeah.
Period. When he was first introduced, he was like leather jacket. He was like fucking kind of goofy, but he also had like a deeper inner side that was like, oh, I have an insecurity because I feel like I'll never be able to be Superman.
Yeah.
So I have to overcompensate by being like a cocky jerk, wearing a leather jacket with fucking sunglasses, and being like a fucking goofball to everyone I meet.
Yeah.
Whereas like the show, like they literally,
Fuckboy Clark.
yeah, he was a fuckboy. That was his entire thing. He was a fuckboy. And then they made him into, like, in Young Justice, they made him into, like, Sasuke.
Yeah, an angsty teen with rage.
Daddy doesn't like me! And, like, I hated it. And then in Titans, they made him have, like, the emotional maturity of, like, a 10-year-old or some shit.
Yeah.
Come on. I'm sorry.
Superboy.
Superboy? Oh, yeah. They did a bad job with that.
Yeah.
And I remember that being one of your favorites growing up. Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah. And then, I guess it's kind of okay because, you know, in the show, Blackfire is Starfire's sister. And, I guess he's shacking up with her now, so. White Boy Summer or some shit.
Right.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. Chet Hanks aside.
Yeah.
Whatever, I'll take it.
White Boy Summer all year.
Fucking Chet Hanks. Oh, my God.
I love Chet Hanks.
He's so, like...
He's awful. I love him.
Yeah, but, like, I don't understand. Like, not that, like, I'm sure Tom Hanks is probably a weird person. He's wonderful. He's wonderfully hilarious and a big part of my childhood. That's just how it works when you're our age.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, like Toy Story and shit, you know.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
speaking like patois for some reason.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Jamaican.
saying. Yeah, he's trying to... Yeah, exactly.
But
Wait,
apparently, I was watching, like, reaction videos of, like, other Jamaican people, like, reacting to it. And they were like...
This white
Okay.
boy.
They were like, he's doing it correctly. Like, he's totally doing it correct. But it's like, is he fucking, like, a Jamaican girl right now? Is that why he's doing this?
Hey, like, I ain't mad at him for that,
Right?
at least. I can't be mad at him for that.
I can't be mad at him.
Jamaican woman, please. Like, hello.
Yeah.
I had a teacher, so, like, I love, like, Creole or Jamaican or, like, just that type of, like, English accent.
Yes.
Like, the way it sounds,
Yes,
it's
I
just
agree.
so beautiful to me. And, like Barbados, they have, like, a very interesting, like, English accent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just sounds so, like, I don't know, it's kind of hot to me.
I wish I could do it, dude. I can't. My brain is so stupid that
Yeah.
I feel like if I tried to learn patois, I would fuck it up. I would fuck it up.
Well,
totally.
you just have to, like, it's the same.
I like saying it. I like saying the word. Though.
Yeah,
It does sound
patois.
like. Yeah, well, that's because a lot of those countries were either French or English back in the day, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's what happened.
Colonized
So, like, that's
or
what, when I went
Yeah.
to Belize, that was very similar with that. It was like, their Creole was based more in English.
Yeah.
You know? And the way that they would speak, it's like, you would kind of understand what they're saying a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, what I'm going. You're like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
What's up, dude?
Speaking of weird French stuff, dude. Cyril Gane
Oh,
versus
yeah.
fucking Ngannou.
Ngannou, yeah, that
Francis
was
Honestly,
good.
Ngannou.
The best heavyweight fight I've watched in a very long
Yeah,
time.
man, I'm not used to seeing heavyweights bang like that, and that was just like, wow.
Exactly.
Like,
And with technical prowess as well.
That's what I'm saying. With like, I've seen them like just like clobber, but like not to be able to like
That was a stacked card.
have a lot of fight. Yeah, the whole card was actually I enjoyed it.
Oh, there was
yeah.
some controversy behind that too. You know, Brandon Moreno versus Davison Figueiredo.
Yeah.
Figueiredo weighed in at 143 fight day, while old boy was his flyweight weight of 127.
Oh wow.
Yeah, isn't that a little fucked?
20 pounds is a lot. I would say that like.
Stature-wise, it didn't look like it mattered that much, but also,
No, it definitely does because that if you're cutting, like, my thought is like those guys have months, so they probably do it like healthily.
yeah.
But when I was cutting, it was like, man, if I'm gonna lose 20 pounds, I'm gonna do it in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
not gonna be good for or a week.
And it
Yeah,
probably
You know
looked
what I mean?
different.
It's not gonna be.
I
good
did
for
2
you.
weeks too.
You're gonna feel insane. Like
Yeah.
I remember doing that in high school. It was like every 2 days. My body was obviously different than in high school, right? But like fucking every 2 days, right? Because I'd be 150, 145, and I cut down to 130. 135.
People don't understand what the fuck that means.
And it probably looked a little bit different because it was like
15,
on screen.
20 pounds.
Yeah.
That's a lot of weight, man.
Compared to like seeing it in person, it was probably you could probably tell right away.
Last summer, I looked like a 12-year-old boy.
Well, that was the thing too. Is like when I did that, I kind of like, no offense, looked like a cancer patient. I especially because I had like at that point I shaved. I was always like really low cut buzzed, so like my hair was almost gone. I was almost bald, and I was pale as shit and sickly.
Yep.
And like, was I strong? Yeah, but like, would I have been stronger if I'd ate more? Probably. I probably would have won a lot
fucking
more.
Skinwalker, dude.
Yeah, exactly. I probably would have won a lot more. I looked like I was a husk. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Fucking, what is this, like, the husk of the tamale walking around for? Jesus Christ. Get out of here.
Napkin-colored ass motherfucker.
Yeah, near the end of my cut, I was getting pushed around, for sure.
Yeah, it's bad. That's why it's like, you either got to do it healthy or just don't do it.
Yeah.
Like, work your way up at the weight you're at comfortably, because, especially if you're talking about actually competing, which...
Yeah.
If he does, maybe in a motor city near you one of these days.
Or someone's backyard.
Or backyard.
Tickets on sale now.
Yeah, street beefs.
Welcome to Satan's backyard.
Street beefs, dude.
Street beefs. He wants to fight Baby Hawk. Let's go.
No. No
It's
call
like,
out
not
yet.
yet.
Not
Wait.
yet.
Yeah, okay, Baby Hawk. We like you.
I mean, I'll
That's
spar
all.
anyway.
We like you.
Yeah, man, that Cyril Gahn fight was fucking crazy because I didn't know this. They used to train together in France.
Yeah.
And, like, there was, like, a whole beef that came between them because
I didn't know that.
he wouldn't even, like when Ngannou, I forget what fight it was, but they actually, like, he was walking past them. He tried to be like, hey, man, what's up? Hey. And he just, like, walked.
Yeah, but he might have been in the zone,
yeah.
right? Like, if you're an athlete, that happens.
Also, it could have been adding to, like, the hype, because that's what they all do.
Or exactly, yeah.
The Twitter chatter, they try to, like, hype it up.
So that's another thing too that I kind of hate about like the combat sports scene now is like it's all
entertainment
show.
industry.
It's WWE.
It's WWE now. It's just they're calling it something else. Like don't get me wrong, it's a little bit more intense.
Yeah.
But like, dude, come on. I don't know. The whole Jake Paul thing has killed me, and Logan, and whatever. My God, I wish I had that kind of white privilege. Like, please.
Yeah, right.
Let me please box the greatest black boxer in the world right now and do okay.
Because I make videos on the internet.
Yeah, right, because I make videos. I went to the suicide forest. Ooh.
I filmed a fucking
sorry,
dead
that's one of your
body.
darker moments.
Yeah.
Filming
Were
a
those bodies
fucking...
real in the back, maybe?
No, I don't mean to talk shit about him.
No, he did film a body.
Whatever.
Oh,
I just hate that, like, stay in your fucking lane, kid.
Yeah.
Like, don't come in here talking. Like, my problem is the disrespect. It's not like the...
Right.
So it's not about, like, look, I'll give you your money. The disrespect makes money. I get it. Like, whatever.
It's funny as fuck.
But it's like, yeah, exactly. Most people eat it up, right? They love it. But, like, to me, it's like... That is like, it's like some Karate Kid shit. You're dishonoring Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah.
Stop
fucking,
it.
Well, he did this, I think it was Jake Paul.
Combat sports. We respect each other. It's the point of it. You beat each other's ass, and then afterwards you shake each other's hand if one's awake.
Yeah.
I think,
if not, you give that person a hug when they wake up.
Yeah. Jake Paul did this shit
right.
recently, but he was like on, I think like Ariel Awane's like podcast or whatever, and he was like, he said some stupid bullshit like, oh, boxing is an art, MMA is a brawl, and it's like, didn't they used to say that shit in like the 90s?
Yeah, right.
Like, you're not a fucking fighter, bro. I'm sorry. Here's the thing, he's been fighting dudes with like bad records.
Well, not only that, dude, he's been fighting, to Dana White's point, not to stroke Dana White's dick, because honestly, he seems like a bad person. I don't know him, but he seems like a bad guy. Anyways, he's never fought anybody that's like really in his weight class. He's never fought anybody who's been like actually a formidable opponent inside of their combat sport.
Yeah, he's never
in
fought.
the time.
No,
right?
No.
So like Tyrone Woodley, I thought Tyrone Woodley was gonna put him away.
Dude.
I really thought Woodley was gonna put him away, but it was
Woodley is still like a 40-year-old man who doesn't know how to box.
No.
I get it, but at the same time, in the second match, even me and Seth were talking about him, like, he improved. Like, watching him, and then he just gets put to sleep. Like, all right, well, I guess I can't say anything about that. Like,
no.
Cool, you got caught. Like,
Well placed right hand.
Whole place right in.
Yeah.
It's funny, too, because there's all the controversy, even still to this day, about, like, Woodley sarcastically said, oh, yeah, I took a dive. Like, sarcastically said it. And all these news things ran with it.
Yeah,
He took a fucking dive. He took a dive. And I'm like, I don't know, dude. I watched that fight, and, like, I don't like Jake Paul. Especially, like, he's a Reddit YouTuber. I don't watch him. But, like, as a boxer, like, I don't like you. You're disrespectful to the sport.
Well, I'm not 12. I don't watch his fucking content.
Right, exactly. But, like, you're just disrespectful to the sport. But nonetheless, like, he knocked him out. He knocked him the fuck out.
Yeah.
I ate my fucking words that night. He was talking shit. He's like, I think he's going to get him.
I laughed for fucking, like, 10 minutes.
Dude, I'm going to laugh so hard. I want Brandon Lee to fight him. So fucking bad. Because this kid has, like, a fucking 23-0 record in boxing.
Yeah.
Jake
Paul will never fight this kid.
Well, he's just going to get ran, right? What's going to happen is
he's
going to
start...
Well, it's going to look like Pacquiao versus, like, Mayweather, right?
Yeah.
It's going to look like really technical boxing. And people are going to be pissed about that because you're like, I paid $60 for this. And it's like, fucker, boxing isn't knockouts. It's a fucking sport.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a dance.
Right. It's a dance. It's basically ballet.
Yeah.
Like, it's like chess and ballet mixed. Like, what do you want from me? I don't know. Every combat sport is an art. It's just different kinds of, like, it's a different art. It's like if you took a fucking painter and tried to be like, hey, go ink this comic page. They're not going to know what the fuck is going on. Definitely not.
It's very similar, but it's not going to fucking work. I'm sorry.
Like, yeah, and so that's kind of what I was talking about earlier with, like, the subsections of these things, right? Is like every trade career or idea has some kind of intersectionary point, and every human can, like, learn it, but it just takes time. Like you said, 10,000 hour, whatever. Yeah, exactly. 10,000 hour rule. 2 years. Yeah. A human can learn a thing.
It's a thing where it's like some people got it naturally.
Yeah, for sure. Oh,
some
natural
people
abilities
just
aside, that's totally different. Some people are fucking wizards, dude. It's just
it can only take you so far.
I don't know, man. Wizards, man. I've seen, especially in my trade, that's like a big thing. Is like the people who are naturally adept at my trade. They make, like, ungodly money. Yeah. And that's why, like, all of these, like, controversial things go on in politics about tech, right? Yeah. Some of these guys are, like, don't get me wrong, they deserve their money because, like, when you're the sole person keeping a $1 billion franchise or $1 billion company alive. Yeah. What do you want from me? Right. I better get a chunk. But that doesn't mean that workers shouldn't be paid more. Fuck capitalism. Anyways, let's move on. And Ngannou was, that was an amazing fight.
Yeah. I haven't watched a lot of, like, heavyweight dudes, like big heavyweight dudes fight.
They're normally just sluggy.
Yeah, they're a little bit sluggish, but it's also, like, it's slow. For a reason.
Like, literally, like, their whole boxing is not, like, let me throw these jabs or set up a combo. It's more so, what can I get to fucking try to put you down?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? They're very hook-centric and
very
like,
views, a lot overhands, of, like, like, they're going in to try to kill you. They're not doing, like, a setup. They're not trying to jab you a couple times, get points. No, dude, they want to put you down. And so to see that fight where two technical fighters, both on, like, on a ground game aspect, but also on a striking aspect,
and the fact that they, like,
was awesome.
They trained together, so it was also probably, like, a mental game of, like,
I
probably know a lot of this dude's, like, techniques. Like, they were in France together or some shit.
Training under Fernand or whatever his name was.
And they probably, like, they went into it probably knowing, like, fuck, this guy's going to know my moves.
Yep.
He's going to know what the fuck I'm doing.
And that part of that training footage was psyching both of them out just because, like, they were like, I won. No, I won. And
I was listening to, I guess, I forget what podcast it was, and one of the dudes was, like, there at the fight, and he was like, yeah, I could feel, like, you could sort of feel them, like, fucking slamming around inside. Like, you could see the cage rock a little bit in person. Just as, like, a testament to how fucking big they are.
I feel like we saw that. Yeah. Even we were sitting in a B-dubs watching it. And
like, they're both, like, almost 6'8" or some crazy shit.
They're, like, 6.
Their heads are
6'5"
going over
and
the
6'7".
fucking fence.
think it's 6'6" and 6'7" or something like that, or something like that. And it's like they're both like, what is that? Almost 200, whatever.
260.
260, yeah, 260, almost 300 pounds, right? Pure muscle, like pure fucking muscle. You know,
some big motherfuckers.
They're wobbling the fuck out of that cage. That's like fucking Priuses getting thrown around.
And Ngannou only lost like 3 fights, right?
As much power as they're throwing.
Fucking the only dude that I remember that he lost to was that one white dude.
Stipe Miocic.
Yeah.
Miocic,
yeah.
However you say
yeah,
it.
yeah. Yep. And then bigger.
Derek Lewis.
Thicker guy.
Yeah.
Bald dude.
Well, actually, and it might have been one other person, but I know for sure it was Stipe and Derek Lewis that beat him.
And it's like those dudes are fucking animals too. It's like Jesus fucking Christ.
If you're that big and able to do that, like move like that, there's nothing stopping you, man.
Oh yeah, man.
I'm sorry. Like I don't care how good you are at fighting. If someone is that big, there's nothing you can do. Like if a 6'8", 280-pound man of pure muscle knows how to move like a 130-pound man.
Yeah.
There's nothing, like it's just like he's got the technique and he's got the technique of a smaller guy and he's got the fucking like strength of a big guy. That's scary.
Yeah.
Like an absolute monster.
There's that one fucking Joe Rogan bit where he was like, "Oh, if Brock Lesnar wanted to take advantage of me, he could." And by take advantage, I mean obviously, the R word, but if he wanted to, he could just do it. I couldn't say anything.
Those traps, bro. He could hold you down forever.
Right.
Yeah. If he wanted to just gorilla fuck him in the corner, he could.
Yeah.
Like if Cyril Gahn
I mean, like I said
wanted
earlier,
to like
I
put
will
me in a
bite a
headlock.
jugular if I have to. Whatever I'm getting out of that, I'm getting out of that. Like I'm getting out of that. I don't care.
I feel like you could bite Francis Ngannou, but he'll probably like
break my teeth.
It doesn't break his hide, and then you're just like,
I chip my tooth. I'm like, ow.
He'd probably impact.
Stop, and his hand is 2 hands, and he just places it over your head. And
yeah, right. His whole hand fits over my head.
And then after that, you're like, okay.
He'd probably impact your head.
Me, though. I ask nicely after that. Like,
please.
All right, but please. Please don't fuck me. I don't want to be fucked.
His palm would probably impact your head like a fucking pop can. So I feel like there's not.
Yeah.
It's like that one gif where the dude fucking smushes the guy's head.
Yeah, I'm the strongest motherfucker in the world, bitch. It's fucking awesome.
That's one of my characters in D&D. I just mash people. Yeah, I just fucking.
Oh fuck.
To be that giant of a human though. That character in that D&D campaign.
Yeah.
6'7", 285 pounds.
I wanted to make.
You're a scary motherfucker.
I wanted to do like a fucking what the fuck are they called? Like a barbarian type character that was like a Conan type, just like a Conan ripoff, like Korgoth the Barbarian.
D&D, man. Nano had some good shit for your character, man. He created that guy created a whole world for us, man.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, his brother is a fucking savant. This man is probably the smartest man I fucking have ever met in my entire life. But yeah, he is a little bit. But whatever, that puts him more ahead in my opinion.
Yeah, no, he's brilliant. He makes me happy.
I'm not smart enough to be a DM. I could run like a small one-shot
that's
campaign or whatever.
But
that's
like one of those things that I want to do as a group too. That was kind of the point of getting this here set up down here, is to be able to do I want to do like one shots.
Have a little man cave area.
Shots, man. Do a Halloween one shot. Imagine how fun it would be to
dude, I have an idea for
run from run from serial killers, or something really cool is going on and you have to solve a puzzle and try to
Yeah.
Did you want to hear my idea for it?
Fuck yeah, I want to hear your idea. I love ideas.
So basically, the idea is
ideas are cracking.
it's kind of taken from a few different places, like The Descent and shit like that, and a little bit of Warhammer 40K lore.
Fair. That's cool.
But basically, the idea is this orb from another planet crashes and it starts corrupting all the life around it or whatever.
Yeah.
And maybe 100, 200 years go by and a cave forms over it. And so it's deep in the earth. And there's been teams of people to go investigate. And the deeper and deeper, the deeper you go into the cave, the more you see remember that movie, The Descent?
So it's kind of like Dead Space monsters, like just spoopy shit.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That's fucking
just
cool.
like ghouls.
I like to picture like my thing with that is like Dead Space. I think did it one of the. I think I have that game. I've never really played through it.
Yeah, like, if you've never played Dead Space, how would you describe it? Like,
So basically, like eldritch monsters formed, or like Doom.
Yeah.
Basically, it's basically Doom, but it's like formed from like these monoliths that are like.
It's like
basically like old tech that.
It's like a weird fucking retrovirus.
Yeah,
thing.
but it's like spread by like the monoliths, right?
Yeah,
like,
it's very
there's like
weird.
these like ancient statues basically that would like kind of change people's DNA.
Yeah.
And it's like you basically turn into either like Doom is the best comparison, like in video game format. I feel like outside of that, it would be like eldritch monsters, because like you'll see people like melded together. Like, and, like it's just super spoopy.
The Thing.
Like, or like the Thing. The Thing.
That's a better.
Yeah. Exactly. The Thing is.
Well, my thing was, it was more like.
Can we?
They turn more into like fucking like ghouls, like fucking.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Like you know, they're out robbing fucking graves and shit, or like eating dead bodies or whatever, and
just being menaces.
Yeah.
Well, they're just like spoopy, but like I want to stop there with like The Thing. Something for me that is so much scarier than like average CGI. Practical effects.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
I love
The
practical
Thing,
effects, dude.
Even today,
the original
like
Thing,
if
dude.
somebody does a movie with like weird, don't get me wrong. Now we have the technology to make this shit almost look perfect, but like they seamed it in with CGI plus practical, and like kind of mixed it to where like, you know, those like fucked up scenes are getting. Dude, I would be so much more horrified than that, because I feel like I remember even now watching some of those movies where like you could see they're using practical effects, like. Some of them look a little cheesy, but outside of that, like, it's still, like, even the cheesiness, like, there's something about it that's just, like, ooh.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like that. Like, it, like, gets me, and it, like, makes my skin crawl a
when it
bit.
looks like it's latex, but it looks like it's peeling off skin.
Yeah.
Like.
Right, so, yeah, it's like one of the old stories with Stephen King is that, like, he used to torment his family members, like, his sisters and shit. And
That's
what he would do
funny.
is, like, he would, one of his, like, favorite pranks. I remember hearing this when I was a kid, and I just thought this was like, oh, this is piece de la resistance to a little kid. Like, imagine you, like, I have little brothers, so, like, having a brother 5 years younger than you, and you just, like, put a bunch of toilet paper on your face, and, like, wet it, and let it sit, and, like, kind of, like, let it harden a little bit so it kind of looks like it's your skin, and then walk out and be like, ah! Like, start peeling it off. And, like, he did that to, like, his sister, and they were, like, horrified, but, like, brilliant. Like, that practical effect right there. Could you imagine, like, if I was a, like, 8-year-old boy, even, like, probably 12, and you did that for a second, I'd probably like, oh, what the fuck?
I'd freak the fuck out.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I would still be like, yo, what's going on here? Like, chill.
The one movie that still fucks me up is, because of the effects, is The Blob.
Yeah.
Remember, it's the 80s one, by the way. The
That's
remake.
what I'm talking about with, like, the practical effects.
The one scene that, like, fucks me up totally is, like, when the blob falls on top of, like, the one kid or whatever, and he's, like, reaching his arm out, and she's, like, trying to pull him out, and you could see it, like, pull his face back, like, oh!
Yeah.
And she pulls his arm off, and it's just like, ah! Like, being... Oh,
It's okay. Beer Fairy is moving.
It's like being dissolved while you can't breathe or whatever. That's
That
like
kinda reminds me
that
of the
fucked
dissolve
me up
thing.
so bad. Like, I can't watch that.
The dissolve thing kind of reminds me of RoboCop, where that scene where it gets like the acid.
The fucking RoboCop scene, dude. Oh my god.
Dude, I love practical effects. I didn't realize I was even, like, in love with that shit. Like, until, like, it's funny enough, Brandon's mom would do, like, the zombie shit.
Yeah.
Like, the latex and the fucking oatmeal. And, like, I don't know. I fell in love with that shit.
It's kind of why I weirdly prefer, like, some of the newer, or some of the older Godzilla movies to the newer ones. Because it's like, yeah, you know, some of the effects might be getting better because, you know, but you can always sort of tell that it's CGI.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day, and recently, me and Ashley, I think this Halloween, they were having, I think I mentioned it on Legal Aliens or whatever.
Yeah.
They were having like a marathon of just like fucking old timey Godzilla movies on at the drive-in.
Yeah.
And it was such a fun experience because it's like those movies are so fucking cheesy,
hold on,
but
that's
I
a
love
thing
them.
that like I don't know where all your users are geolocated, but drive-ins, if you don't know, back in the 50s were very popular. Now there's only like 2 of them in America, or 3 of them in America.
Right, literally.
There's like 200 something.
Is there
and
like
that's it.
200?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There's a very small amount of them in America, and like here in Michigan we have 2. Is what I meant? Yeah, I think we have 2.
Yeah, 1 in Troy and 1 Fort Wyoming.
Yeah, well 3 now because they opened up one downtown.
Oh yeah, they did. I fucking forget about that.
So
yeah.
3, but like there's only 3 of them in Michigan.
I think they would fix the movie industry right now.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, because
of
you're
COVID.
completely self-isolated. You know what I mean? You're.
If movie or theater franchises would just straight up open up like a bunch of them, they
Or
would
just
barely
have
have
2
to do anything.
So like if you think of like movie by us, right? They're quite large buildings. They could just put up a projector out on the outside.
Yeah.
And set it up on like a nice gauge, and there you go.
And my friend in Mexico or whatever, she
2 or 3 stages.
Yeah, she was talking about how they, like right after COVID hit, they opened up like a bunch of them.
That's brilliant. What if we invested in driving?
Yeah, I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. And anyway, back on the fucking practical effects thing, fucking like old Godzilla movies. I love that shit.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
They fucking
Doing
Mothra, they're fucking like like a
Out
pinata.
the fucking atomic beam.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Godzilla versus Megalon. It has one of my favorite moments. There's a moment where he, like, does a drop kick on another giant monster, but the way that he does,
I remember seeing
he
that,
slides
across
forward.
the screen. Yeah.
He's just fucking on like the
It's
no-see
so
wires.
sweet.
And he's...
Well, he basically looks like a fucking like Street Fighter character.
Yeah. It's fucking, it's great. It's literally like one of the best fucking movies ever, just because of that. And it's like, yeah, a lot of those movies started off slow or whatever, like the first like 40 minutes or some shit were just like people talking. But once you get deeper into the movie, like stupid shit happens. Like, I like different movies, there's like either underground civilizations or there's fucking just like aliens come and they're like, we've taken Godzilla now. Here is Rodan. And then he'll like destroy the entire fucking city. And then they have to fight like UFOs or some shit. I love it. I fucking love it so much.
So like I love those old shows too that are like there's a lot of shows that are like what's the old one? Not just Twilight Zone, but like what's that one that's like it's like from the other side or like
Tales from the Dark Side?
No, because that's not that one too, but like there's one that's a little older than that that's like
Outer Limits?
Yeah, Outer Limit, thank you.
Outer Limits
yes,
fucks,
Outer
dude.
Limits,
Yeah,
dude.
good
Outer
call.
Limits
Hell
fucks. That is like kind of hard to find now too. I wanted to like because I had seen some episodes when I was younger, and I wanted to try to rewatch it.
If you like Twilight Zone, because I know
I've
like,
watched that a lot.
Rod Serling is
Rod
fucking
Serling's absolutely amazing.
he swings big dick.
I honestly like the new one too. A lot of people like meh about it. But
How new are we talking?
Jordan Peele made it. It was like 2, maybe 3 years ago now. I thought it was pretty good.
I didn't fucking.
And
never saw it.
It paid homage to Rod Serling as well, which was like really kind of cool. I felt like they did a good job.
Like,
they had that one chick in there.
Cursed.
Man, I can't remember her name. She's so beautiful. She's a beautiful actress, and she's also like very wonderful. Man, she's got super like curly hair, big hair. She's like light skin. She's on Atlanta as well with Childish Gambino, Donald Glover. I can't remember.
Fuck, I know you're talking about.
I follow her on Insta and everything. You're wonderful. On the off chance that you ever listen to this, sorry, I can't think of your name. I will Google you. I am a little bit impaired. I apologize. Anyways, yeah, wonderful. That like her episode was basically she's a writer.
Yeah.
And like she starts dipping into the Twilight Zone, and Rod Serling pops up like a shadow of Rod Serling, And it's kind of like her way of saying, like, it's their way of saying, like, you're being called to the Twilight Zone to tell the never-ending story.
Yeah.
And it was like, it's such a, oh my God, dude. I thought Jordan Peele did a great job with that. I don't know, I think Jordan Peele's kind of one of those artists, too, that, like, people get a little polarized because some of the movies he's done and shit, but I feel like he is just absolutely perfect. Even the movies.
I think you watch, like,
amazing.
Well, and the whole Dave Chappelle thing with Jordan, with Jordan Peele and King Michael Key, right? Like, people get a little bit butthurt about that, but it's like, I don't know, man. It's the industry, and like, they capitalized, and man, like,
Comedy Central was missing like a show like that for the longest time, and it's
because
like,
they got rid of fucking Dave Chappelle. Like,
yeah,
it only lasted 2 seasons.
Yeah,
and they kept Daniel Taj for fucking 10,
yeah.
and Daniel Taj was literally trying to get canceled. Just shows you the difference in society.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
If you like
make jokes about the government hating black people, you get your show canceled. Yeah. You talk about dicks and literally.
No, he didn't get canceled. He just fucking left.
Yes, but it was because of the contract was kind of unreasonable. That's kind of why he ended up leaving ultimately. Which, like, I get it. It's show business. You got fucked. You know what I mean? You got fucked. Shit happens.
Yeah.
That's how, that's the difference with today. We're doing a podcast, right? Like, people can produce their own content. Yeah. Back in the day, we didn't really have that, like, easy to produce your own content.
So if you like Twilight Zone, if you like Outer Limits and stuff, those old, like, black and white shows, and you like Godzilla type shit, the original people who did Godzilla, A.G. Tsuburaya, I think, Tsuburaya Productions, whatever the fuck it is. Okay. They also made Ultraman, but before they made Ultraman, Ultraman's fucking awesome too. If you ever watch Ultraman, if you haven't, if you like Godzilla shit, go fucking watch Ultraman. It's great. Around that same era, they also made a show called Ultra Q, which Ultraman spun out of. Ultraman is actually a spin-off of that. And it's basically like every week there's a new like 60s? Monster or whatever. Yeah. And it's sort of the same idea as
like Astro Boy era. That's like that's I rewatched that.
It's a live action show, but it's like it's Japanese Twilight Zone.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's fucking great.
I like that.
It's really fun. And
I love the Twilight. Like, that is just, that show was so ahead of its time, and like, for the things it talked about, right? Like, some of the like racial inequalities and different things that it talked about. Like, we're still talking about those things today, and the light that it put them in is no better of a light than we're putting them in today. And it was just like, wow, dude, how did you depict that? Like, there are certain episodes, even a stupid one to call out, right? Like the beautiful episode. Everybody's beautiful. Yeah. And like the people who aren't beautiful, we can get a surgery done to make you not beautiful. And what you're thinking the whole episode is that it's like a model-esque beauty. Yeah. But no, the people look like kind of like pigs. Like they have like this gross face. And the chick who was beautiful was like not. Yeah. And there's a flip-flop of that as well. But like those are things that like.
Beauty is subjective.
Yeah. Well, society now, like, that is everything, right? There are studies about kids struggling with social media dysphoria and all these things, right? Like, that has become a very, like, large aspect of society now because we have so much, everything's hyper-focused. We have so much information. Yeah. That's one of those, back to earlier, that's why I think we're, like, kind of back in the 60s a little bit. We got, like, another wave of, like, huge information brought to us. One of my favorite memes, though, more recently, is, like, back in the 90s, they're like, don't stand too close to the TV. And now there's fucking screens.
Yeah. Mounting
it's
screens.
It's 4K, bro.
Fucking
we can fill so much of your advertising space.
Oh, my God. Have you seen that fucking, like, I don't know if it's a meme or not. I don't think that it's real. But it's like there was this video of people strapping on fucking like VR headsets to like cows and stuff to be like to simulate them being in pastures.
Yeah.
What
And
the
fuck? And so it's kind of
so
like
funny
a new
looking.
Thing. It's like a new thing because they're basically, well, I guess keep the cow in the Matrix, whatever. But either way, like, if you think about it though, like, if you're gonna keep this thing in a 4x4 cage,
right?
Yeah.
But like, you kind of gotta. So, like, that's why I'm excited for, like, things like, once again, Star Trek nerd, sorry, the holodeck we've already like kind of got close to technology that is like that, but it requires like a lot of like externals, right? Like I put you on a treadmill, I do an omnidirectional treadmill.
Yeah.
Basically, you can walk in any direction, never hit the wall, and you feel like you're in another environment.
Yeah.
There's haptic feedback, so you feel like haptic feedback all over your body, so you feel like you're touching things and doing things. You know, if you get shot, you'll feel a fucking ow, fuck, like that hurt. They have these things. Nano's super interested in them, but yeah, that's kind of where society's going, which is a little weird. I hope it doesn't get to be like, you know, some of these like weird dystopians. I don't know. That's always everybody's worry, right?
Ready Player One.
Yeah,
right.
But like when these new things come out, and that's always a fun thing. Is like when the radio came out, everybody's like, "Oh, you're gonna stop reading." Like TV came out, and they're like, "Oh, well, you're melting your brain." You know, computers came out, and they're like, "Fuck you." Like, I don't know. Like people just got angry in it, and like now we're at the point. I don't know. I just want us to be to the point where it's like, it doesn't matter where you are, what you're doing. You got access to what you need.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, I don't care, like, what you need, whatever. Not saying, like, some rich kid gets to go to brunch every day. No, not that kind of need. I'm talking about, like, you never have to want for food or water or, like, you know, you just...
Yeah.
Like, a penal colony is, like...
Penal.
It's like a Star
Penis
Trek
colony.
penal colony where you go there and you're like, it's life. Like, you just... You farm, you fucking, like, live a regular life. You might even watch TV every now and then, whatever. Let it happen. You can get mad about they killed somebody. Yeah, well, you killed somebody technically too. What do you mean? You like Nike, don't you?
Yeah.
Right. Oof. Oh. Or Apple, right?
Yeah, right.
Oh, I love Apple. Yeah, where do you think they make those M1 chips, buddy?
Yeah. You think those little child kids?
I just
sorry.
I don't know.
Might be bad.
I just like I don't care or want to think about the deeper implications or whatever of
that's
putting
a
the fucking cow in the
beautiful
Matrix.
thing about like consumerism. Like you never have to think about it. You're just like, I'm gonna fucking play my video game.
Just the imagery of like a chicken with a headset on is like, I'm sorry, it's the funniest goddamn thing I've ever seen.
That's why I mentioned the omnidirectional treadmill, because picture them on like a little like treadmill.
Yeah,
like,
and they're just like fucking, they're zooting around, just doing like chicken.
They're
shit,
running around
like,
doing chicken shit. You don't know what they're doing, but like, yeah.
Oh goddamn.
It's silly.
Hey, you should give them enrichment if their only purpose is to die.
Hey man, that's kind of like my thing is like, it's still like when people talk about free range, whatever. I always buy expensive shit. I shouldn't, like I really shouldn't, but like I buy like the organic. It's like everything's free range, like you know.
Yeah.
But like outside of that, my mom works in a meat plant. Like they don't treat that meat bad. I will tell you all the like nonsense you've heard about meat plants. Dude, that was back in, like, before we had unions.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's why unions are good, people. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, knowing people who work in meat plants, that's why unions are good, or else you're going to get a finger in your bologna every now and then. Like, what do you want from me? No, you can eat off those floors. I'm not going to lie to you. It's crazy clean. It's crazy.
Speaking of free range, have you ever heard of this this YouTube channel called Vagrant Holiday?
No, I have not.
Oh,
basically,
this shit sounds sweet.
Yeah, basically.
Is that like a vacation thing? When you
sort
say
of,
holiday, it makes me think like
sort
holiday. Like I'm going out.
Yeah. Me and you talked about it on Legal Aliens podcast, but it's basically
shout out Legal Aliens.
Yeah, definitely shout out to them.
Follow them; they're an awesome podcast. Friends of friends, the boys of the boys.
Yeah.
SpookiBoiz for life.
Yeah. Manny Moreno's on it. I know. We knew him in middle school. He shouted you out too. He was like, "Oh, you know."
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was real nice. He was like, "You know, I don't." He was like, "Anyone who has an issue with me from school or anything, I'm sorry. Please don't be that guy from fucking." What is it?
What am I gonna be, Cobra Kai over here?
No.
Johnny Lawrence? Like, come on, Danny. Like, I was bullied. I'm angry.
Round 2. Let's see that chin.
What was that Adam Sandler movie where he was like a Billy Madison? He was like, I don't want somebody to fucking snipe me or some shit.
Oh wow. So that was the funny thing about like my high school and middle school experience. I don't know if it's because like I'm just like an extra person and like I'm very emotional. like in the way that I'm not like, I don't feel like I'm like over the top, but like I've always heard that I might be, right? Like from school, I've heard like people.
A little bit.
One of the things when we were in high school was like Daniel. So Daniel was on the show. Shout out Dano. I don't have no problems with him. I'll say that on this. Whatever, shit happened. We were kids. I'm happy he's doing well. That's fucking wonderful. Cheers to that.
Oh.
Said that on the show. You heard me. He heard that like they're like, so like he'd been to an insane asylum, right? Like he was committed for a bit, like at an award, and then actually got put away for a little bit. And I'm like, where did this come from? Like, what did I do to you? Like, I was not like one of those kids that tormented people. I was like, you know what's funny too is like I have friends like, do you guys remember? Shout out Eduardo Angelito if you ever follow Super Ball Elites or Super Dragon Ball Elites. It's on Facebook. We have over 1 million followers. I think it's like close to like 1, 2 or something, or something like that. A lot of followers. Very good channel. That's his channel. He was getting bullied in high school, and like I stuck up for him. So like that's the kind of shit I remember. Was like I didn't ever like treat people bad, but I guess I was just like extra. Like when I did things, when I actually did step up, or when I did say something, I was like way too extra. But yeah, insane asylum. So like it's similar to that. Like you're gonna snipe me? Like no, Manny Moreno, I'm not gonna snipe you. You got a podcast. Do I listen to it? No. Would I? Maybe. Like I don't know.
They're decent.
Yes,
they're fine.
Of course I would. Like it's like a thing. Like
I wouldn't say no.
I
They're
check
good.
it out. Yeah, I check it out. You're saying decent because you're trying to like. I'm not. You're fine.
I'm not trying to downplay them. I'm sorry.
I'm sure they're amazing. What I'm saying is like I don't hold any old grudges from like back then, right? Like back then, all I had was testosterone and anger.
Yeah, that's
if I was nice to you,
anyway.
like, dude, I wanted to like. I probably wanted to fuck you. Like, I don't care if you're a guy or a woman. Like, I probably wanted to put my dick inside of you. I wanted to, when I was like 12, I wanted to put my dick in everything. I put it in the couch. I put it in like, you know what I mean? Like, if it fit in like, I could never fit it in like, I'm not bragging, I could never fit it in like a toilet paper holder. Right? But like, I would try. Like, I would go to that, or like a Gatorade bottle, I would try. Like, I'd try to shove it in there.
I would get chafed just for the
thrill.
dude,
I would try to shove it in there. Like, put it like a paper towel and lube it up and like really
the
try
age
to
old like
fleshlight. Just try to fuck it.
The
like,
age old thing of like the
oh my god,
teenagers fuck the slit in the couch.
Back to earlier, yeah, that's what I was saying. Like 12-year-old boys when I was with Robert, dude. When I hung out with Robert, it was like he had Wi-Fi. You have to understand, my house had dial-up when we were kids.
We would go to McDonald's for the Wi-Fi.
We would go to McDonald's, and my house had dial-up. We were, you know what I mean? And like, it's not like we were that, like we were right at Wi-Fi coming out. It's just we didn't have it yet, right? Like, Robert had Wi-Fi. I'm like, Robert, I'm gonna go to the bathroom for a minute. What do you want from me? Nonetheless, like that's what I'm saying. Like if you got like friendship out of me back then, it's like either I really fucking loved you or like I probably thought you were a little bit attractive. Like, so Manny,
you know what that is? That's honest.
You want my cock, buddy? No.
Jesus
Christ.
Where'd that go?
Look, I gotta circle it. I don't even remember what he looks like. I'm just fucking around here. No offense, Manny. Cheers to you, and thank you for shouting me out on your wonderful podcast. You're a great human. I just had to make that funny for ours.
Dude, we also shouted out fucking Miss Laudani, dude.
Dude, so
I don't know who that is.
So here's my thing with her. Like, I
Fine
totally,
Italian.
she was fine, but I totally understand the trials that she went through. Is like, as an adult now. So like, she had like 3 DUIs.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But like, she was so hot, and it
She
made
got arrested
so
recently
sense.
too.
Holy
yeah,
shit,
yeah,
dude.
that was a few years ago. Yeah, there was a thing. Yeah, it was another DUI, I think, but still.
I always find it intriguing people after high school and like, you know.
But like, no,
life
that's
takes
the
them.
thing is like,
I don't mean
no,
that in a
she
bad
was
way.
a
I just mean
teacher,
that's just-
so it's not like after high school. Like, she was a teacher.
Oh shit! See, I didn't even fucking know that.
Yeah, she was just like our hot teacher who like, and trust me, she was like very. Look, so
Dude, she
CCA
brought in
had a
her
few
sister one time.
very attractive teachers, and
Lord God Almighty.
not trying to be rude, but like, yeah, exactly.
The only reason I passed her class was because I like flirted with her.
Right, so it's the thing is like, hold on. The only reason you passed her class is because like you paid attention because you were like a young boy with a lot of testosterone, of course, and you're like,
Yeah.
History's cool.
Yeah, exactly. Why does he make so much sense? And you're just sitting there trying to like do the belt buckle.
She's like, and the Baltic Sea is located here, and you're like, oh my god, I want to take you to the Baltic Sea. Like, what? Stop. You're like 13.
I want to bolt your sea. I don't know.
Yeah, I want to bolt your sea. Oh, relax.
Yeah, right. And even you feel bad about. Oh, that was dirty.
You're like sweating.
And you're still hard.
Why am I
just
sweating
like...
and why am I hard? I don't... One of my favorite things about CCA, and I won't say the name of the person, but you know this person, and like this is like young kid shit. Like this is how stupid. Like, and this is like something that could have never happened at a public school. I don't think it might have, but like at a public school, I don't think it would have happened as much as like a charter or a private. I'm like sitting next to her in science. I'm like, it's hard. Want to touch it?
I don't even remember her
totally
name.
puts you know who I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking about, but I don't remember.
Totally puts the hand in the pocket and is like,
I'll blank the name out.
Dude,
like,
what a flex.
I'll blank the name out.
What the fuck?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Totally. Hand in the pocket, did it. I was like, yo. I was like,
I didn't know she
You
would.
feel like
I'm in
on top
7th
of the
grade,
world.
bro. I was like straight up. Hold on, I want to do this on camera.
You're not on camera.
You got the edge of it.
Okay.
Little heel click.
Yeah, you got the heels.
Little heel click. That's all I wanted. Little heel click.
That was, yeah.
I
I
was
remember
on
you
top of
telling
the
me
world,
about that. I was
bro.
like, you son of
What a Toyota jump after that. That's like
I
one of
remember
those young memories that still stick
And that's
with
when
me.
I peaked.
No, I still haven't peaked. I haven't peaked till I made $1
I
million.
haven't even begun
yet.
to peak.
Anyway, this isn't even my final form.
Anyway,
Sorry to peak.
fucking, before we got totally sidetracked,
Oh yeah.
fucking,
I'm sorry, I'm bad at that.
no, you're good. Fucking Vagrant Holiday.
Basically, Holiday, yeah.
Basically,
I've never heard of this, yeah. Vacation.
It's a
is what I
YouTube
think of.
channel where this guy goes on vacation to different countries.
Okay.
Or sometimes he'll take.
Wait, does he do like? Is he offensive?
No.
When you say vagrant, I'm like, oh.
No, he essentially like doesn't take anything with him except for the essentials, stuff to like wash himself off, whatever. He'll go like without any money, and
Wow,
he'll just
that's
trap.
intense.
He'll like backpack across like Europe and shit.
So he's
And
just
it's very
like
fun.
task rabbit the whole time.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I
The
mean, that's like a dream. Like if I didn't already have the position I have,
Oh,
like,
it's a
that's
great
something I would
channel.
totally do.
It's so fucking.
No, I mean not
entertaining.
even as like a channel. Like that guy's got it figured out. That's like a good life thing to do,
Fuck yeah,
especially
man.
in your 20s, maybe even in your 30s. That's a good thing to, or in
Yeah.
your 40s, viewers. I ain't mad at you.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care. Like traveling the world, doing something like that, like getting to experience other cultures is so enriching for like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, it
It's-
just opens your eyes, dude. Like,
It's very fun. It's like, the first one he did across Europe. Second time, he also did across like a
Central
different.
America or South America.
No, it was
Those
just
are both
like a
easy to
different.
backpack. That's why I named those
Yeah,
both
yeah.
first.
It was-
Those
it
are
was
like the backpacking ones.
It was a different part of Europe or whatever. And then third
See,
one.
Europe is cool because you can take a tube to anywhere.
Yeah.
You jump on a tube and go to any country. Basically.
Third one, he goes to Japan.
Oh wow, Japan is very expensive.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one is actually like
Did he get
pretty
Did
fun
he get
to
like
watch.
So does he like start off with a hotel, or is he like staying at hostels, or like trying to
No,
like meet
he'll-
people?
It's yeah, sort of. He'll like try to meet people, but at the same time, he'll try to like he'll just sleep in the fucking woods. He'll just straight
Just
up sleep in the
hardcore, hell
Oh,
fucking.
he pulls up a tent.
He
That's
just does
cool.
it.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
yep. And then the best one.
I just couldn't imagine like from Tokyo. I'm sure to get to I don't know Tokyo. I'm not very good at geography, but like I don't know how far a forest or a woods is from. And I'm pretty sure like Tokyo's a major city. You can't just camp in a fucking park. Like that's not gonna be okay.
He
there.
did
Right.
like abandoned houses and shit. Like if there was rain
Oh,
and he
just
had
like-
to,
He squads.
yeah, he'll squat if he has to, but he'll only be there like a day or two before like moving on to like a different city.
That's really interesting. Like I don't know. That's
The best one though, the best fucking video is when he goes to McNeil Island, which is it's an island off the coast of Washington State, and basically what it is it's a fucking prison. It's a fucking prison.
is it
So
like
fucking sweet.
hold on? Is it still actively a prison or was
Yes.
it? Okay.
So the idea is that it was an island off the coast of Washington, and that people lived there for like a long ass time until like from the 70s until the 90s. In the 90s, they were like, "Hey, everyone here needs to fuck off," and the government took it over and made it like a prison. And then eventually,
So there's still people who live there.
Yeah. yeah, and then it got like 97 or some shit. They moved everyone off the island because they were like, hey, only staff and stuff live there, like prison guards, whatnot.
So there's not regular society there.
Yeah, now there's just like a bunch of abandoned towns there, and
That's
a big ass abandoned prison, and then just like the normal prison.
So you just did like a rando Knots fish. Like a really
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
If you go there, you will get fined a lot of fucking money.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's like a federal fine, not like
It's a federal offense, straight
big money.
Oh shit.
What's his Manson? Charles Manson was stored there for a while. Like he was put
So
there
it's
for a while.
like kind of like a
It's like
high
maximum
security,
security prison.
Security prison, exactly.
He went to a bunch of abandoned buildings. It was pretty fun. There was like a fucking bowling alley he went to.
Okay.
He would like there was one building he went to. There was just like a bunch of stagnant water like underneath the fucking house.
Yeah.
And then there was just like the entire house was just mold. It was fucking crazy. And he eventually went to the prison later on in the video. And it's like this entire time he's dodging cars. Because like the only cars that are on there
Our military.
yeah, military or cops.
Yep.
And he was just like sleeping in a fucking abandoned houses and stuff, or if he had to,
That's pretty crazy.
slept in the fucking woods. It is such an entertaining video. Like honestly, like if you have the free
Sounds a little
time.
bit horrifying to me though. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
as a something entertaining to watch, but like it's almost like a snuff film.
Yeah.
It's like sketchy as fuck.
Yeah, like
And you
this
don't know if
guy's
there's
gonna
a
get
bunch of like
this guy's gonna get taken out by fucking
people
Yeah,
with
like-
9 toes running around there or some shit. Like
not even that, like just like this guy killed 48 people and he's there. And like he's on the loose right now and obviously everybody but you there is like
yeah.
trained.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it's like the premise for a horror movie.
Well,
Yeah,
he
exactly.
has actually gotten like fucked up before. Like he got robbed. The one
but that
time he
makes
decided
sense
to do
with what you're
Mexico.
explaining. Robbed,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He got fucking robbed in Mexico. Some dude like rode up to him on a fucking Vespa with like a fucking machete. He didn't show this, by the way.
The machete.
With a fucking machete and was like, "Hey, give me your fucking shit. I'm gonna fuck you up with a machete." And
That's not
of
like
course, give him a shit.
the most
Yeah, like maybe he just didn't think it
adequate choice. Like
I think he got robbed
swing
in
that,
Spain too.
Please, I'm gonna like. It's not that hard. I feel like out of everything I'm gonna dodge in my life, if you had like a regular switchblade versus a machete, I'm gonna be much more scared of you with a switchblade.
through.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like if
gotta
you
do
would
these
have, if
big
you would have
dumbass
walked up on
wide
the,
swings.
if you would have like sped up on his little moped and was like, like
Yeah.
I'm like,
I
all
just,
right. Versus like a machete, I'm gonna like try and swing that. You're off balance right now. I'll kick that bike over. And
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll crown
Yeah.
you with a
I'm
rock.
so fast. I'm fast as fuck, boy. No, that goes back to earlier when we were talking about. It's like try and lift 350 pounds of dead weight of a human, and then tell me you'll save somebody in those movie experiences.
I'm sorry, you're not fucking Jason Voorhees. You're not just gonna run up on me on a fucking Vespa
With a
and like
fucking-
chop my fucking legs off with a machete.
Yeah,
That's
and
why it's
I like.
the moped, right? That's
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
thinking
yeah,
about.
yeah,
It's a
exactly.
moped, yeah.
I
That's
like.
why I said moped. I just want to make sure.
I like
just,
his
I just
approach,
like
too.
saying Vespa because it's like
Plus that one little movie with like the Squid Boy or whatever
Yeah.
the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like saying Vespa because it makes it sound more effeminate.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Yeah.
like, you just got this little
Hey man,
small.
mopeds are kind of cool. I got an electric
Right.
bike.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not gonna
no,
talk
that's-
shit.
You got this little small man
If
coming
I
up
didn't
to
live
you.
in the cold, we'd be rocking those bitches. I wouldn't have bought a 4x4.
Give me all your fucking shit. I'll get you with this machete. And he's
Yeah.
like, I get you. Like
Swing
he
it, bro.
second guess. He doesn't know how to like. Yeah, I got this machete. Did I mention this machete?
Yeah, but like think about how much like so like my thing is like with like a switchblade versus like a machete, like there's so much cockback.
I know
There's
exactly.
so
Yeah.
you gotta put oomph behind it versus like with a switchblade you're like ha ha.
Anybody
ha,
with
like fucking Futurama.
Yeah. Anybody with reasonable ankles can just back the fuck up a foot and a half, and you'll avoid it.
I like that. Reasonable ankles.
I can get a stick off of the ground.
Yeah.
And I would do like a better job of like robbing somebody.
Well, I could probably defend a machete with it. Well, depending on how sharp it is. With a stick, if I hit fast enough, I'm like, bink, it'll be like,
yeah, exactly.
It'll bounce down. You know what I mean? It might have chopped the stick in half, but it bounced down. And now I have a sharp stick and I stab you with it.
Yeah.
No,
and then you're just sword fighting with this little man with a machete.
Yeah, he has a machete.
You better quit, I'll get you with the machete. He's just unsure about the robbing.
Poke him in the eye and run. You just poke him in the eye and run.
Alright, well,
what's the what are the things you guys want to talk about? What's on?
Well, I think we're about wrapped up now.
We're at that time.
Yeah.
Oh well, I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh, yeah,
Sorry to hijack all as much as I
Oh
did.
no, you're fine,
Oh
dude.
no, dude.
Can't help it.
We covered it all.
I feel like sometimes I run out of shit to talk about, and I'm like, oh fuck. But
I
we
will
filled
never
that.
run out of things to talk about. I can talk like a machine gun.
Dude, I'll run you out.
What?
Yeah. Fucking. Yeah. Check out fucking all the apps I mentioned at the beginning of at the beginning of the episode. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook. If you're interested, follow our fucking Redbubble page. Buy some shit if you want to. No pressure. Follow my art Instagram, blues.tunes. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Yeah. I've had a little bit to drink. I'm sorry. So
it's been real. Goodbye.
goodbye, everybody.